Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Trash and Trails. I am Nate. It is October 17th. We are at Washington in a little town called Clarkston. We are at a little park, actually kind of long, called the Greenbelt. Actually, you can see over on the other side is, I believe, Idaho. This is the Snake River, an actual river. The last playlist we did, we were by the Provo river quote unquote. This is a real river, the Snake River. A little south of us, I think that's the ranger station. There's also a place called Swallows Park where you can offload boats and so forth. We're not going to go down there because they take pretty good care of that. There's also a lot of cars down there, and I don't want to blur out a bunch of license plates. You can probably hear the cars. Maybe you can't, in which case you're lucky. The Greenbelt is an interesting park because it's really long across the Snake River, and the road next to it just goes across as well. So we're not going to be looking that way very much towards suburbia, but that is there. We're instead going to be looking more towards over here, and maybe a little bit along there to pick up trash. You'll be happy to know that I've also installed a leveler to my camera case. So hopefully it's not going to be as janky as it was last time. Let's get this bag here. And also, to be up front, I want to do as much shooting as I can today in just one day, but I will be breaking up the video in roughly 20 to 25 minute intervals. So I will be off and on a bit. I'll say things like, that's all the time I've got for this segment. I'll see you next time. I'll stop the recording and then start it up again and say welcome back. It's going to be weird for me, but hopefully it will work out for you. When I look for, escapee. When I look for a place to go for the next trail to do, in case you're wondering, I will scout it out first. And I'm looking for a few things. I'm looking for, one, how much am I going to need to blur out? Which means, are there a lot of people there? Are there a lot of cars there where you can easily see the license plates? It might sound lazy, but I do not want to do a lot of blur editing because that's annoying. I think it might be easier for YouTubers and Let's Players because right now I just have a bunch of trash in my hand. I'll put it in my bag in a minute. Because they get to sit there, and I'm not denigrating, they get to sit there and their screen that they're looking at is relatively static. So when they have to blur things out, they don't have to move the blur as much. Me, because I'm moving around, because whatever needs to be blurred might be moving around, I have to move the blur. Sometimes I can... You know what this is, by the way? This is a tumbleweed. No, I'm not going to bag it, but this is a big old tumbleweed. See that? There you go. These big old things can run across the road and attack your vehicle. When I have to blur things out, I can kind of trick. Maybe there is a trick where as the video is going, you can move the blur image around, the blur layer, if you will. You can move it around. I don't know how to do that. So I have to look at a scene frame by frame when it's being blurred out, or scene by frame at a scene that needs blurring. Yeah, I think that's how I grammar. And the trick for that, oh my gosh, there's actually a lot of trash around. Just this small little spot, and we barely got started. Okay, let's bag this. So I essentially have to paste a blur layer over where the target is, and then I have to either pause, move the blur layer manually. I know this might not sound like much if you haven't done it, but it gets really tedious and annoying after a while. And then I hope that the blur layer covers whatever it is I'm trying to blur out for a decent amount of time. Okay, so this plant right here has spiky dews. This plant right here, the leaves can kill me. That's a joke, by the way. But they can hurt. Well, I guess it might kill me if I jump in there and roll around like a madman, but I might be crazy, but not that kind of crazy. So in order to get that styrofoam in there, I need to play this smart. Oh, please don't go up my butt. Come on, there you go. Right. Now that I've re-leveled the camera, let's get it unleveled again, because that's what we do. There's also a can in there. So let's go and get it. I don't think these have spiky dews. Try and prop you up so you can see what is going on. Oh, that has spiky dews. Let's see here. How do I... With something like this, I have to think about it for a minute. So you have spiky dews here, right? You've got some spiky dews there. And you've got this spiky plant here. Right. So one thing we could do to get that can over there is go around. Right? When we think outside the box. We don't have to be beholden to just right there. You can go around. If where you are isn't working, then you can go around and deal with it another way. Sounds like an analogy for life, potentially. Come on, camera. Now I'm paranoid about my leveler. Come on. Get all good. There you go. Because the last playlist I did for the River Woods, it was horribly tilted. Yes, I'm not seeing doodads here, spiky doodads. Can's all the way over there. That's okay. It was tilted to the point where it made me sick just editing it. So I got this leveler and I'm paranoid about not making it super tilted. Uh-oh. Another spiky doodad. That guy right there. Let's kind of looks like deadwood, but it's attached to a live tree. I don't want to screw with it too much. Cover block through. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Fortunately, at the time of recording this, not too many people have seen my Riverwoods playlist. And that was mostly intended to be a pilot anyway. Pilot for me where I could see how the process would work with regards to editing and uploading and all that good stuff. Ow. Gotcha. Aha. What do we have here? Keystone Ice. All right. That's a new one. Cover block on out. What's this? Crumply, whatever it is. Bit of blue. Take you. Oh, now how do we get out of here? Go that way. Any spiky doos? Oh, there's that spiky doo, but if I could just stick to the right here, I should be okay. Some dead wood. Let's break it. Pick this up. Okay. Whew. Alrighty. Look at that. That is a nice coloration there. Got that nice red and green combination. Don't get any ideas. Halloween hasn't even started yet. I'm not against being seasonal for Christmas, but I will repeat myself. Halloween and Thanksgiving hasn't even started yet. Although ignoring that, it does look really nice. Leaves changing as they are. As you can imagine, I have not done this route before. In my Riverwoods playlist, I had, whoopsie. That was the third time I was going around the route to clean up. So, come on. There we go. That was the third time I was going around the route to clean up. So there wasn't a whole lot, and we were able to cover a lot of ground pretty quickly. I have not done this route yet, so that's quite a bit. Quite a bit. I think a good amount might be coming from the cars, and we'll see that soon when I was scouting this out and doing my jogging and running up and down it. It looks like a lot of cars had just tossed things out the side of their car from their window. There's a good amount of stuff to clean up. I'm probably going to be filling multiple bags. My question has been, how in the world do I fill multiple bags and be able to shoot in a single day? Fortunately, there's a dumpster over there, and in here I have a roll of trash bags. So betwixt all that and the powers of editing, where you don't have to see me going back and forth, I think we can make it work. Alrighty. Why pick up trash? Oh, there are multiple reasons. For one, it, at least I believe, helps the surrounding environs and nature be a little bit healthier. And this doesn't belong. And because it doesn't belong, things are a little bit more unhealthy. I don't know the specific mechanics of how that works, but to my understanding, if you leave plastic out and about on the soil or in the water or other such materials like metal from your beer cans, or aluminum, I guess it's a type of metal, that's not good. For the health of the surrounding environs, that's one reason. Another reason has to do with the, I guess you could say, aesthetic quality. Right? In nature, when you're out in nature and trying to enjoy it, you want to enjoy the trees, the river, the waves and the shape that it's making, the formlessness making form and so forth. You don't want to see that bag over there that's out of place. It's like nice, jagged line that just corrupts your view and the relative serenity that you had. You have like nice, and then instead of being able to appreciate, say, that green and red tree over there, your eyes are drawn to that pink monstrosity, whatever that is over there. And that's another thing I've wondered about sometimes, is how much of celebrities' personal lives drama is just for show, how much of it is real, and how much of it might be a mix. There was a biography my mom was reading at one time. I think it was Donny Osmond. And in the biography, it was talking about how Donny was not getting as much in the limelight as he once was. And it bothered him. Eventually, his agent came to him and said, well, you could do drugs and get some drama in your personal life going, and that will get you more attention. And he said, again, I'm paraphrasing my mother, who was paraphrasing the book, so he said he considered it, because not being in the limelight anymore was that much of a pain to him after having been in it for a while. Now, some of you might not know, but back in the day, there was a well-known band. Try and get that bubble situated just right. There's a well-known band called the Osmonds. Right? There was the Osmonds, there was the Jackson 5. In terms of pop, they were like the big shots at the time. They were the big names. And Donny Osmond, if I remember correctly, was essentially the main guy for the Osmonds. He was in the limelight for a good long while. I think he still has an active career, but last time I checked, and I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly, I believe his career is still in Vegas. He still does shows there. Oh, that's a leaf. So good for him. Able to find a niche, and to my understanding, he did not do drugs. So doubly good for him on that. Kudos on that for sure. Maintained his integrity and still has a nice and successful life. I don't know about his siblings. I think his sister is doing pretty well as well. I don't know about his siblings. or his other siblings, his brothers. I think they're doing well. I hope they are. Don't fly away, styrofoam. Oh my goodness. All this already does not bode well for things to come. We shall see. When I looked at the route, the Greenbelt, according to, I believe it's alltrails.com, said it was 7 miles. I do not think we are going to do all 7 miles, especially if it's going to be as slow going as this. What in the world is that? Forbidden Farms. Hydrocarbon extract, indica. This is processed by Forbidden Farms, Tacoma, Washington. Made from flower grown with sustainable and earth-friendly methods. Warning, may be habit-forming, unlawful outside of Washington state. It is legal to operate a motor vehicle while under the influence of marijuana. Smoking is hazardous to your health. Check out some Forbidden Farms, other products, Silver Series, Simply Blaze, and candy cones. Oh, that's right. In Washington, I believe they decriminalized marijuana. This bag is already full. Look at that. Look at that. We haven't even gotten to the main portion yet. We started somewhat close to that dumpster, and then we've only made it over here. My goodness gracious. Alrighty, well, so be it. Let's get this guy. Warning, failure to replace a leaking master cylinder will void booster warranty. I'm not sure what that's about. Sounds like a car thing, but I could be wrong. I think we're all right there. Maybe another reason for picking up trash is not only is it because there are items in inappropriate places, but just leaving it here is inappropriate. Or putting it here is very inappropriate. If you want to think about it another way, humans leaving this stuff here isn't good. And as a human, I'm trying to, in the technical sense of the word, repent of that sin, so to speak. I don't like getting political on these videos. I will say that I don't mean that in a collectivist sense, because when I think about that issue a lot, I don't, that's deadwood, don't worry about it, I don't really adhere to collectivism. I do, however, think there can be representativeness. So I guess you could say, as more of a representative of humans, I'm trying to repent of those sins. Those are some of the main reasons why I pick up trash. Help the surrounding environs be a little healthier. Help the aesthetic appeal of the area to remove blight. And maybe on a metaphysical level, you could say, to be a better representative of the human race. All right. So this is interesting. The backpack can really only hold that much, which is actually not bad. But we still have a lot of bag left. I don't want to waste too much bag. So let's collect a few more things. And then when the timer runs out, I'll jog this back and then pick up where we left off. Styrofoam. I hate styrofoam as litter. I hate it. It gets all crumply and then it goes all over the place and it doesn't really degrade the same way, and nature can't really use it, to my understanding, in any good capacity. Uh-oh, so this is interesting. Thorny Bush is wanting to keep us away from that bag. Well, okay. Ow. That's actually, I don't want this bag tearing because of the thorns. So we're going to keep the bag there. And we are going to play a game similar to The Floor is Lava. Or Lasers, or whatever it is. You know, you see in those movies with the cheesy, usually they're comedy, the cheesy get through the lasers. Right, and so you have the spy or the thief or whatever crawling through the lasers and doing weird things. Kind of feels like that, but I didn't have to do that too much, thankfully. Now we have to get out. Let's see here. Make a ballet out. There we go. Okay. My phone is telling me that 25 minutes are up. Hi, Doggo. You see the Doggo? Doggo, go home. Go home. Where's home? There are a lot of RVs over by the boat ramps. He might have come from one of those RVs. Doggo, be careful. Doggo. Go home, Doggo. Go home. I don't know what to do with Doggo. Go home, Doggo. I don't want Doggo to get out into the street right now. It's early in the morning, so there aren't too many cars, but I don't want Doggo to get into the street. Go home. Go home. I'm not your owner. Okay, let's take this bag back. See if we can get Doggo to start heading back as well. I'm going to leave my backpack there to mark where to last pick off, or to pick up next. Alright, I said I was going to edit out going to the dumpster, but let's see what happens with Doggo. Doggo, go home. Go see your mommy. There's always something. I can't just have like a nice, peaceful, relaxing, pick up trash in precarious positions day. There's got to be some kind of weird thing, a wasp, a broken plate ritual, something. Anyway, that's all the time I have for this segment. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you dislike it, please leave a dislike. Hopefully this leveler will keep things a little bit more stable and centered than they were last time. I know I'm paranoid about it, that's for sure. Now it's telling me it's a little tilted to the right. Oh, that'd be a first. There you go. That's better. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.